guys, we've got some really potentially cool news today, but also it's coming with some worrisome red flags for me. This is a little bit of a different topic, but I think there's crossover here, right? Because we do gacha games on this channel, and this game might have gacha in it, but it is going to be a free-to-play cooperative game on PC and mobile, and it's set in the Witcher universe, which for me sounds freaking awesome. But there's some red flags here, right? And I want to get into those red flags, and I want to talk about the project itself as well, because that's what we're here for, right? But this is the reason why I'm talking about it. There's a bit of crossover. It's a free-to-play mobile game, so, you know, maybe there's something here for you gacha lovers as well. And guys, if you like games, surely you love the Witcher series. Surely you love the Witcher 3 World Hunt at least, anyway. And the books are pretty fucking awesome as well. But let's get into some of the red flags here, right? First one, it doesn't look like it's going to be on console, or at least it hasn't been announced at the moment. But we really don't know much yet, so that might not be anything at the minute. But that is a little bit of a worry for me. I don't understand why, if I'm honest, but hey, whatever. The second is, this might be the game that kind of has been going through development hell. There was a game that we know was happening. It was called Project Sirius. It was a spin-off of the Witcher series, but it had to go through some resets, basically, starting from scratch again, because the market had changed and the criteria for what they wanted and needed had changed. So it looks like the game might have been going through a little bit of development hell, which is never a good thing to see from a game. It's always a worry of what's going to happen, and potentially it might have been outsourced now and actually moved developers. So it seems like this project that we were having before, Project Sirius. Now, these could be two separate games as well. Remember that. Or this game might just not be happening anymore. But this was being developed by Molasses' Flood. Molasses' Flood were purchased by CD Projekt Red back in 2020. And they were working on this game. And they've made Drake Hollow and The Flame in the Flood. I've played a little bit of Drake Hollow. It's a little survival game. And I think The Flame in the Flood's like a roguelike game, I believe. Now, Drake Hollow's all right, but it seems a bit of a jump from doing something like that to doing a cooperative monster hunting game within the Witcher universe. A big undertaking, right? But it might not even be being made by these guys now. It might be being made by Scopely, which is an American mobile game developer owned by Savvy Games, and I think they've made things like Monopoly Go and a bunch of other games as well. But again, a big change in the typical games that they make if this is going to be what I'm hoping it's going to be, a cool action cooperative RPG in a guise of a monster hunter type of game, right? Because hunting monsters in The Witcher is a really cool thing to do. So it'd be interesting to see if they can actually make that transition. But again, we don't even quite know which developer's working on it, but we do know Scopely is working on something for CD Projekt Red. That is a thing, and we do know that Molasses' Flood was, but we don't know if they still are. As I say, might have been a bit of development hell for this game here, but let's actually dive into the game. Oh, also, apparently again, a Witcher 1 remake. I didn't know about that. That's pretty cool. And we're getting the DLC, a new DLC in next year as well for The Witcher 3 as well, which is awesome. So I need to play The Witcher 3 again. But anyway, I digress. Back to this. So, first details on the unannounced co-op Witcher title. Our source describes this brand new game set in the Witcher universe as a free-to-play co-op action RPG currently in development. While part of it already sounds on paper like the aforementioned Project Sirius, the game that I've spoke about, again, this is where I say it might have been in a bit of development hell. This unannounced project currently targets only PC and mobile devices with no mention of console platforms. Now, I don't quite know if Sirius was planned to be coming out on console. Maybe that's part of what's happened. They've decided, you know what, let's just scrap consoles, which I'm not too sure why. Now, I don't know if that's that Scopely just don't have the console chops or the experience, or it's just a choice, a marketing choice. Maybe they don't see console as an important market for a game like this, which we see the growing gacha space on console, so I don't know. Hey, they've probably got the metrics right, but it does suck that it might not be coming to console, which is a shame. So, the free-to-play model platform choice could mirror the scale of Horizon Steel Frontiers, another massive single-player franchise skipping consoles to build an ambitious cross-platform co-op experience. In terms of plot, the story is set in 1230, so Geralt was young then. Some people, I've been seeing posts around saying Geralt's in the game. I don't know if that's just them like connecting that, oh, that's when Geralt was younger, so it means he's in the game. I don't quite know about that. It could be, but you're more than likely not going to be playing him. You probably can get like it's going to be monetized, right? You're probably going to be able to get skins of characters from the series and stuff. I wouldn't be surprised if you could get like a Geralt skin or something like that. But obviously, because it being a co-op game, a multiplayer game, you're going to be able to customize your own character, right? So the game will put you in the boots of your very own customizable Witcher, featuring the standard options you'd expect from a multiplayer experience like gender and appearance customization. So craft your own Witcher, basically, right? Again, I know a lot of people will hear multiplayer with a game like this and be like, "Oh no, bro, not in The Witcher, man. I don't want multiplayer anywhere near my Witcher." But this is going to be a co-op RPG, and apparently it is going to have narrative to go with it as well. So that kind of sounds cool to me. A Witcher Monster Hunter game. Sign me up, man. Sign me up. Again, I'm a little bit worried about some of these other things. So gameplay-wise, the title will take you on contracts to kill monsters across several environments that the players have come to expect from the series, such as dark forests, vibrant villages, haunted ruins. A skill-based system drives the combat mechanics, letting you choose abilities from different Witcher schools, shaping your moveset by mastering signs and brewing potions. So, the typical thing you'd expect from a game in the Witcher series. This combat is said to reward player's skill with well-timed blocks, dodges, parries, and executions, which, if you haven't played The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, awesome combat in that game for me. So looking forward to that as well. So a very action-based combat system. Again, cooperative monster hunting with your friends, potentially, obviously matchmaking, all that sort of stuff as well. So the idea for me sounds kind of cool, but again, it's whether they can land it. The developers that are potentially working on it, Scopely or Molasses' Flood, I haven't really seen enough from them to show that they have the chops to do this. But hey, we've seen plenty of developers take on projects like this that are different to what they usually do and knock it out the park. So I'm not going to, hold that against it. But again, I'm just a little bit worried about this development hell that it seems to have been in. So, although we couldn't confirm the development studio behind this project, as I say, those two games could be running parallel next to each other. Molasses' Flood could still be working on a game, and Scopely could be working on a totally different game, right? Like, again, we might be seeing some sort of, like, another version of Gwent coming from this Scopely. We don't know. We just don't know, right? But I'm starting to think maybe it's been outsourced. The development has, maybe. We have a rough idea of which team could be involved. All the way back in March 2025, CD Projekt Red announced a partnership with Scopely, the mobile studio behind a string of massive mobile hits, to work on one of their IPs. While neither company disclosed the exact IP, the most obvious options to speculate are The Witcher and Cyberpunk, as the Polish studio had previously revealed an interest in bringing these two worlds to mobile devices. The last time I heard about Scopely's project was in March during an earnings briefing, where CD Projekt stated that there is still time left before we see it, as development remains too early to show anything significant. In their words, Scopely and their team are very iterative and they work very fast and very hard, but it's more about iteration and reaching a certain level of satisfaction that is felt on both sides. That's just a lot of fucking bollocks. It's PR speak that really kind of doesn't mean anything. They're iterative. Oh, okay, it's more about iteration. Okay, all right, we're not getting anything from that. Them and us, we want to feel a certain level of satisfaction that is felt on both sides, them and us. So things are happening, but once again, it's definitely not a story for 2026. This isn't coming anytime soon, or at least this year. If the multiplayer title we've described turns out to be Scopely's project, it could mark a turning point for the series on mobile, just based on the sheer level of ambition involved. Previous smartphone releases for the franchise have been a mixed bag, while we've gotten successful multi-platform ports like Gwent and Thronebreaker. A dedicated mobile exclusive like The Witcher Monster Slayer failed to catch players' attention, shutting down just 2 years after release. It was that massive, I'd never even heard of that game, so I don't even know. And then there's just, while we wait for more official news. So, we potentially have a game coming out from both or one of these companies here, or it could be the same game that was being worked on by Molasses' Flood and now is being worked on by Scopely, and it could be shown off hopefully soon, but it's not going to be too soon, and it may be a cooperative Monster Hunter game. On paper, as I say, a co-op Monster Hunter RPG in the Witcher universe sounds fucking awesome to me, but can it land? A lot of games try to do this, where they take a single player IP, incorporate multiplayer or cooperative into it, and it really just doesn't work, right? It really just doesn't work. And again, I am a little bit worried about some of these red flags about what looks like potential development hell, potential studio shifts, or one game's just not happening anymore. Who knows? Again, I'm having to play with information that's in a bit of a vacuum here, but I'm excited. I love The Witcher. I love the books, and I love The Witcher 3, and I'm excited for anything Witcher right. The fact that we're getting a Witcher 1 remake is awesome. I didn't even know about that, man. I'm going to have to look into that. DLC as well. So it's a good time to be a Witcher fan at the moment. But can the Landy, can Scopely, or can this molasses flood actually do the deed and make a good Witcher game? Because it's The Witcher. And if it's going to be an action game, people are going to expect a lot from this. So they have to make it land right. So I can understand them not wanting to release too much information too early, because the last thing they want to do is shoot the shot too early. It looks rough and people get really angry, right? But hey, Monster Hunter in the Witcher universe sounds pretty good to me. I'd love to know what you think down below, guys. If you found this video enjoyable or informative, let me know. Drop a like on the video. And yeah, get conversating down below. What do you think? Are you scared? Does the development hell worry you a little bit? What about the console? Or do you just don't want to see The Witcher go anywhere near mobile and co-op multiplayer gameplay? I'd love to know what you think down below, guys. But yeah, I'll see you all in the next one. Sub if you haven't already as well. I'll catch you later. Ta-ra.